Any questions before I say the prelude?
Sure. Any questions?
I don't think so.
We're both good.
So for Willow and Carter, who are new to the game, you can call me Eli, GM Comfortable Gray, Game Master, Dungeon Master, anything like that. Just call me over. I'll make sure to answer any of your questions as best as I can as they come up. Early on in the prelude, I'm going to ask you to introduce your characters. If you feel uncomfortable with that, feel free to ask your second part to introduce them for us. And so, with no further ado, please arm yourselves with pens and shield yourselves with graph paper as we gather around the campfire of our collective imaginations. This afternoon, we join a squad of unlikely friends, starting with Anders.
That's me. Anders Hawthorne is in his early 60s, but kind of carries himself a bit more like a late 40s, early 50s kind of guy. He is a cleric by trade. If you have any expertise or knowledge of religion, you would notice that a lot of different places on his shield, on the joints of his armor, there is an emblem of a unicorn's head pretty much everywhere that it can fit on Anders, which is the sign of Maliki, a god of nature that he has chosen as a deity that he has spent most of his life serving. Kind of rugged as a nature cleric. He spent a lot of his time on the road, out in forests, predominantly in areas that would be in northern forests, and you can kind of see that on him, that he's got some tan lines, some wrinkles from being outside real often. Pretty big dude. He's got a pretty good build at 6'3", but you can tell that it's probably been about 10 or 20 years since he's really used that build effectively. Still fits his armor well, but it's a little bit worn, and like him, has potentially seen some better days. He is kind of standing and walking with a quarterstaff that seems like it's probably a little more ornamental than it is for actual weapon usage, and it has kind of become like almost a crutch walking stick for him as he moves around from place to place. But that's Anders.
A very good example of character introduction. Next up is his daughter, Calisol Hawthorne.
You do me?
Yeah, you want me to do it for you?
No.
Calisol, who is next to Anders, is his younger daughter, who is actually a half-elf. Anders, when he was on assignment, we'll say, in some particular woods with some wood elves, ran into some trouble with that tribe of wood elves that required that they call on help from a neighboring village. And that village answered the call and sent a bunch of high elves to help the wood elves as their compatriots. And among that tribe of high elves that came to help was a young elven wizard that Anders quickly fell in love with. And after a 3-4 year fling between the two of them, they had Calisol, who lived back in the city with her mother. Calisol is about late 30s, early 40s, which is very young for an elf. So this would be the first time that she has decided to kind of strike out on her own. So she has left her mother's life and city's life behind to head out on the road. She's always been a very good performer, a very charismatic person, and is particularly good at feats of acrobatics, at tumbling, at things that require a lot of agility, and has always been fascinated with performing. So she is hoping to head out on the road and find like a troupe of acrobats or tumblers or trapeze artists or something like that she can join to travel with and see more of the world as she starts to grow. And after hearing of this festival, old Dad Anders has come along for a visit, so the two of them are thinking they're going to go check out this local hotspot together and spend some time together.
Very nice. And keeping in alphabetical order, next up is Pickle.
You made the character? Pickle is a Kinku barbarian. He stands about 5'6" and just has no real idea where he is most of the time, but is always looking for his next meal. He wants to explore exotic meals and try a little bit of everything. Some goblin people, street food, just whatever he finds across the street. Just a scavenger amongst the world.
And his ally, Zoran.
Zoran is a hobgoblin missing a ring finger on his left hand who wears spiky armor. And he kind of sits about 6 foot tall, wearing a shield with a bunch of damage onto it, this is definitely a shield worn and through his battle of life. He's about mid-30s, and he's had a rough life with a clan of goblins he's worked with, and he hates failure and was cast out by them for failing. So now he's out to prove himself to take down the biggest and strongest things possible and seek reward and redemption for what he has failed to do.
Your characters are probably all meeting on the road towards the festival. And despite two of you being fantastical creatures, I believe that the spirit of divinity that guides Anders gave him a good feeling about you. And in this realm, most people never travel more than 10 miles from their homes for the majority of their lives. The prospect of fighting a goblin or a zombie is a deadly one. A warband of orcs may be fought off by a settlement, but only at great cost of lives. It is no wonder how an ancient dragon could make any variety of demands if they captured a village. No matter where the citizens are, however, the wealthy bring out flowers for the less fortunate during the melting when spring begins. Some towns may be lucky enough to receive a visit from the Circus of Wonders, with a retinue of Kenku performing grand tricks and hosting many festivals. The ringleader, Corvus Nightfeather, permits all manner of fantastical or mundane aspirants to be part of his crew. Some mystical species even travel with them for a time, a revelry of celebrations lingering after each stop, which brings them to new homes. Every one of your characters are at the festival for your own reasons, but became fast friends on the outside of the fairgrounds. You've paid a gold coin and been given 3 carnival tickets to enjoy the events of your choosing. Just fixing the scene map for Jesse and Carter. Corvus Nightfeather speaks only in repetitions. Being an old Kenku with an old curse, he is incapable of creating new sounds. In a patchwork voice, he invites you in as the gates slam open to reveal citizens in revelry enjoying the many opportunities in front of you. In large white labels are the big events, competitions and contests with significant rewards, while the smaller blue labels are smaller events with trinkets and trophies for the winners.
You say trinkets and trophies, like what kind of trinkets and trophies?
They're usually small things, like you get like a small knife, you get like a legitimate trophy, a sticker, a golden sticker to put on you if you're good at a particular thing. Sometimes it's just the experience of seeing a fantastical beast that you've never encountered before.
Alright.
And there's no need for your characters to stick together for this part.
I guess I'll go to the archery contest.
To the archery contest. There doesn't appear to be anybody at the front gate of the archery competition, and so you can just open the door, and from the inside you hear cheering. You go to the side window, and on the middle you can see a Kenku leading this celebration with a jester dancing around, explaining the wager. For 1 carnival ticket, you are going to be shooting against this Kenku marksman. Whoever makes the best shot will be awarded a longbow and a coin of victory.
How many shots do you get? Is it just the one?
It's treated as an extended thing, but it's just 1 roll.
Alright. I guess I'll pay in the 1 ticket.
Is that going to be for Zoran or for Pickle?
Zoran.
You wave your ticket outside the window, and then you are invited downwards. You are guided through. Pickle will have to be a part of the watching assembly for now. Would Anders or Calisil like to watch as well?
I think we will. I stopped by the beast pens to see what types of strange beasts they might keep at a festival like this, but couldn't get in yet, so we will come up with the rest of the group and join in.
Sure. So the beast pens themselves, that's where they keep them in between shows, and there is a thug on the outside who appears to be watching everything. So if you wanted to go back afterwards, then you could speak to him about getting special entrance. Otherwise, he suggests you go to the petting zoo. It's going to be north for the viewing area. And it's not a terribly fanciful event. There is some fanfare, and then the Kenku is going to draw his longbow, aim it at the target to the south, and then take a shot. Here's a perfectly fair shot, hitting in the yellow area around the center, but not the bullseye. Then
All right.
Zoran is handed his own longbow.
I'll pop a shot at it.
Look, new friend. We yell out from the stands. You can shoot better than him.
Big money, no whammy.
Just a bit. You get further in towards the red circle, but not bullseye. And this goes on for a few volleys. Nobody hits the bullseye right in the center, but Zoran is awarded with this longbow and a set of 20 arrows. As well, the jester giggles and hands you your victory coin. You feel confident in your dexterity in doing so, and you find that you're a little bit lighter on your feet for having won. There's going to be a +2 to your dexterity.
Well done. Well done.
That's now +2 to my dexterity. Oh my god. I'm gonna walk out, cheering, hold my longbow and prize coin up high.
The crowd claps riotously for your victory. And your first carnival ticket was well spent.
Is that a permanent +2 or is it just a temporary?
It is a permanent +2, but this is a one-shot, so permanent is relative.
Alrighty. I'm going to call out to the crowd.
Does anyone else want to take on the battered Kinku bird?
Would anybody else involve the group?
I kind of nudged Callie and tell her that she should take up the bow and fire a couple shots because she has always been a particularly good marksman, in my opinion.
What do you say, Willow? Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah.
All right. Let's walk Callie on down.
I remember one that's in here.
The Kenku coos approvingly and then says in powerful Elven that the elves are well known for their archery skills.
Anders is up in the stands, like elbowing people, saying, like, "That's my daughter."
No. Oh no.
And then he bows to give her her opportunity to take the shot first. She has her own short bow and probably refuses the longbow just to make a point.
How do I roll?
A powerful 22. She does get the bullseye.
Great shooting. Well done. That's my girl.
And the Kenku again lands in the yellow area of the circle. She makes 2 more volleys, grouping them nicely with tremendous precision. And while the Kenku, he is a capable marksman, he cannot compare. And the jester clicks his heels together and offers her her own longbow, which would be an upgrade from her short bow. And then he awards her her archery winning ticket, her coin.
Yay! This is fun.
At the same +2 to Dex.
Yes.
What's 4 now?
Yeah, that moves your modifier, so I'm going to mark that on your sheet.
Is everybody satisfied with the archery competition, or would you like to continue on to another event?
Carter would like to try.
All right. Pickle throws his ticket over the side, and then he's waved down. Kenku versus Kenku, the jester says. Such a strange sight hasn't been seen since the Civil Wars. If you don't mind, we'll have the newcomer shoot first. He draws and fires and makes a shot right bullseye. The same shot, the same hole that Callie had hit before.
Great shot, young one. Great shot.
Then his opposition gives it an attempt. And while still hitting bullseye, does not hit as close to the center as Pickle does. And they go back and forth. This time, the reigning Kenku puts on a better show, perhaps greasing the groove and having practiced these shots a little bit longer. But still, Pickle wins. He's awarded his longbow set and his coin of archery victory.
Yep.
And the jester says that we're going to need to get some more coins if this is going to keep up. We need to stop inviting adventurers to our carnival, it seems.
I'll walk up and nudge my fellow companion.
Go on, then. Go get his coin.
And with Zoran and Pickle having chosen the first event, where would Anders and Callie like to go next?
Is Anders not going to get the coin either?
Nah, Anders is gonna save his tickets for some other stuff. He's never been too great with a bow, a little too awkward and clunky for that. But he does say to the rest of the group that on the way into this particular event, I think I saw a fortune teller just outside, and you know how I feel, he says, looking at Callie, that the gods speak to us in many ways, and I'd be curious to see what message they have given the fortune teller to depart upon us today. Would you gentlemen like to hear your fortunes as well?
Zoran and Pickle kind of shrug.
Never been one for mumbo jumbo.
That's very fair.
You open the door to her wheeled cottage and you see a green-skinned and wart-covered hag sitting across the table. She is already sitting with the deck of cards shuffling in her hands. And she says, "Is this for one, or is this for many?"
I think this is for either 2 or 4.
It would be one ticket per person.
Ooh. Oh, maybe I'll split off on my own for a little while. Is that fine with you, dear? Alright, I'm gonna ungroup from the rest of the group, and I'm gonna stay and just do this myself.
Sure, they could be free to stay on the outside and listen into your fortune. I will deduct 1 carnival ticket from you.
You have 2, right?
You got 3 to start with. You got 2 left.
And your character becomes illuminated as she begins to tell you a tale. She tells you that you and your new family will find great victory here in the festival, but not long into your celebrations, you'll be forced to make a decision to save a life or stay in a life of mediocrity. Would you like me to continue?
I would.
She casts an illusion which covers you in darkness, and she says you will come upon a cave. On the inside are goblins and bugbears and orcs. If you save this poor soul from the cave, you will be given a great future in which you have the potential to become one of the leaders of your own destiny. And your character gets inspiration. For those of you who aren't aware, you can spend inspiration before or after a roll in order to re-roll your dice. If you're not happy with the result, you can just spend your inspiration to try again. And that's your fortune.
I thank her and compliment her on her wonderful reading. I ask her how long she's been telling fortunes and reading these kinds of signs.
A gentleman never asks a lady her age.
You know, I had to try, dear. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you've done. I tell the rest of the group, I don't know how much of that you heard, but it appears that today there may be a little more than meets the eye to just this simple festival, so I would implore all of you to be open to new possibilities and looking for what signs the gods may have laid out for you at this particular day.
The 5 remaining major events are cart lifting for strength, the rodeo for wisdom, a pie eating contest for constitution, or a trivia contest for intelligence. The minor events are the beast ride, where you could ride your beast of your very own. You could go to the carnival residence and try to meet some of the people who help keep this place running. You could go to the beast pens and try to see if you can get in on one of their more rarefied monsters. There's a trinket vendor who has small items, rings, signets, flags, banners. There's a carousel if you just want to go on a nice ride, get a good aerial view of the site. And of course, there's Dunk the Noble, where you can throw tomatoes or stones to try and dunk the noble of your choice.
I like to go to the beast pens to see if I can get a beast.
And I'm going to tell Callie while they're going down there that I saw this rodeo on the other side of the fortune teller that I'm interested in, if you would like to come with me to check out the rodeo. Yeah.
And so, the group splits up. Zoran and Pickle go to the beast pens, where in front there appears to be a thug defending the doors, arms crossed, leaning against them, clearly locked. He grunts as you approach.
I kind of eye him up and down. Is he bigger than Zoran?
No, he's I'd say like 5'6".
So he's as tall as me.
Yeah, he's as tall as the Kenku. I'll walk up to him.
Well, step aside then. I'm trying to get through.
It's for carnival workers only. We're keeping care of our greater beasts that are not suitable for riding or being fed treats.
I know that. I'm trying to get one.
You can try to convince him that you would be capable of taking care of one of his creatures. He explains that they are a little bit short of hand, and so if you wanted to join the Circus of Wonders, maybe this would be your opportunity.
So what would I have to do to join the Circus of Wonders?
There's many routes to do so. Here, he's basically trying to size up your ability to take care of animals. It would be animal handling.
Alright, I guess I'll give him an animal handling check.
Oh, that's good.
Your character proves himself to be a capable animal handler and says, well, alright, then I suppose we could use someone to wash the cages. Why don't you go on through? And you see that there are some people milling about, cleaning. You can go through the doors, and on the inside, you see a brontosaurus.
I walk in, my jaw falls agape.
What the hell is that?
The attending thug will tell you, this here is Bronte. He's a bit of ornery folk. The thing is that he's got a sloped back and we ain't got no saddle that can fit him right.
Do you technically need a saddle?
You do not technically need a saddle.
I'm gonna try and give this the old Texas try.
Alright, this is going to be another animal handling check.
Don't worry, I'm well ready to re-roll it. 14.
14, your character is a hobgoblin, which means that you like to save face. Because you failed, you can gain a bonus to the roll equal to the number of allies you can see, which is 1, to make it a 15 if you'd like. You can use that once per short rest.
But will that pass it?
A 15 is the target.
15 is the target?
I do not normally tell people the DCs in these cases, but I can tell you, like, this is a beginner adventure. 15 is the DC for the harder checks, 20 is the DC for like the impossible checks, and then 10 is for most things.
Give me that brontosaurus!
Putting your check onto a 15, and Pickle stands agape as you climb onto it from tail to shoulder, and the thug chuckles and says, "I think he likes you."
I hit him with a...
And because of your good rolling, it won't even cost you a circuit ticket to have gotten this far. Why don't we return to the father and the daughter?
I am.
Going back and forth parted.
So Anders gets to the edge of the rodeo, and the thug tells him it's 1 carnival ticket, and then you can get an attempt to outride the Kenku.
Oh, how experienced are Kenku at riding these beasts?
Sounds like you're trying to size up the Kenku. You go inside, and you can make an insight check.
I know nothing.
Can I use Lucky to re-roll his roll?
You cannot. You can only use lucky on your own rolls.
That's all right. I don't think this is an important enough one to use that. All right, let's say this. I don't want to look stupid in front of my daughter, so Anders kind of plays it up a little bit. Like, he is very confident that he can outride these beasts, but he turns around for a moment, kind of facing Callie away from the Kenku that's in there, and tries to very discreetly cast guidance on himself before doing this.
No problem at all.
Like, I saw you do that, right?
Yeah, I know you saw me do that, but be quiet. And then he goes back to the Kenku and says, "Let's ride, my man, let's ride."
Now it's who you either want to ride, the Stegosaurus or the Triceratops.
Yeah, you'll get to make the choice.
I will ride the Triceratops.
And he'll get onto the Stegosaurus. Now, this would normally be a straight wisdom check, but you can roll animal handling. He gets bucked off in the first 10 seconds. And add your other formula for your guidance. You make it 30 seconds before you're thrown off, which means you win. The Kenku.
I look back at Callie after getting knocked off. I'm like, how was that? Pretty impressive for an old man. 30 seconds on a Triceratops, eh?
The Kenku will respond in your same voice, 30 seconds on the Triceratops. And then he's going to give you your coin as a rodeo winner. You feel emboldened in your wisdom. And then he gives you a large sack of feed, enough to feed any of the dinosaurs for a day. 10 pounds.
Allie's just like clapping slightly.
This makes me very proud.
And now Anders has 1 ticket left. Returning to the scene of the Brontosaurus.
Pickle is also looking for a creature to ride and tame.
And I would like to see if there's any. Wanna ride a unicorn?
This appears to be the largest creature here, but if there are other options, there would be smaller things like combis. Like it appears to like almost entirely be a dinosaur focused fair.
What if I get bigger?
You'll probably find a smaller brontosaurus.
So you want another brontosaurus?
Yeah, I would like to see if I can ride the brontosaurus.
Alright, I'm just gonna take him off of this one. Let's have Pickle make his animal handling check. Say 14, which was not enough to find the additional monsters that were hiding under the hay.
Yeah, -1. He said he's gonna use Lucky.
Alright. For a Lucky. And we roll again. That was not an improvement.
You failed the brontosaurus check. You do not divide. Wouldn't it be an easier check if it was a younger brontosaurus?
He's looking for them right now, is the issue. He doesn't know exactly where they're going to be, so he's using his animal knowledge to try and find them.
Ah. Can I help him try and find them?
So you can give him an aid action, which would give him advantage.
Alright, I guess we'll give him the aid action.
And then he will try again. This time with advantage. Rolls twice, take the better of the two rolls. And he's just not quite making it. He does find the tail of one of these smaller brontosauruses. That's too small. Give me a moment to adjust that. And reveals it hiding in the hay. But it doesn't seem to have a particularly good attitude towards him.
How would one get their said brontosaurus out of this place?
It's an open world. There'd be lots of options to try, but probably you would have to break it out or convince them that you were taking it out for some kind of street walk to impress the people who are here.
Well, I did make the animal handling check and say I was part of the circus.
You did, and you have been invited. I think this would be more of like a persuasion check now.
Alright, let me hit him with that persuasion check. It's just...
Guys, I'm just trying to show him the goods. Give him a bit of razzle-dazzle down the street.
I'll re-roll that.
Right, you're spending your luck.
I'm gonna need it.
Same thing.
Ow.
The thug says, that's not part of the plan. Besides, these things are dangerous. We wouldn't want to hurt any people before they give us the coin.
I get back on top of the brontosaurus as a attempt to show him that I can ride this thing, even without the saddle.
Yes, that's very nice, but it's a bit irrelevant. It's going to be very different with all these children and citizenry whooping and hollering. You don't know how reactive these creatures can be.
How many people were in this
We try
place?
and come down and join them at this point.
Sure. I'll bring you down.
Let me see if I can persuade them. Can I see if there if I could tame another animal.
Yeah, let's have another animal handling check. So I used one of the new versions of the Kenku. So you do have an ability called Kenku Recall, which means that if you wanted to, you could give yourself advantage before a check. You can do this twice per session, basically.
He's probably gonna need it. He has a -1. He's a 16.
So you'll use one charge of your Kenku Recall and have another animal handling at advantage. It is a younger beast, so because you're a small Kenku, you are able to get up on top of it, and it seems to not mind terribly much. Although it does start running around with you on its back. I'm going to have Pickle make a dexterity saving throw in order to not get bucked off. And by merit of your excellent dexterity, you hold on as it circles around. Eventually it tires itself out, and it seems to relinquish itself to your control of the lack of reins, but your grip around its shoulders. Then Anders and Callie get to the door. Probably they hear Zoran and Pickles hooping and hollering from the inside, and maybe even just a hint of Zoran's head poking over as he rides the back of the Brontosaurus. How do you approach the thug, Anders?
I see Zoran's head pop up and I yell, "Zoran, my friend, what are you doing on top of that beast?" And I turn to the guard and I say, I'd like to head in and join our friends. He's, as you can see, one of the best beast wranglers I have ever come across in my travels.
This will be a persuasion check. He looks up and down, and then he sees the rodeo-winning coin somewhere on your person, and he says, "Oh, I'm sure you do a good job. He must have learned from you." And he opens the door.
Thank you, my friend. And we head on in. Eventually. Here we go.
It's times like these I wish I
Once
had
we
a
make it
script done.
inside here, I yell up to Zoran, What are you doing on top of that beast, my friend?"
Well, I'm trying to take it out into the street, but these blokes here say I can't.
So, real quick again then, I'm going to discreetly cast guidance on myself, and I'm going to turn to the guards there, and I'm going to say, "What do you mean you won't let him take the beast out? This is probably the most experienced beast wrangler in this entire carnival."
It's not supposed to happen until after the dance.
Oh, but think of the treat that it would be for everyone. They've probably never seen a beast of this kind, and this may be the only person within miles of here capable of handling such a creature.
Make your persuasion.
Go on, big numbers. Yippee!
Alright, since we got the two of you, I'll give you... And he gives you a rope lead to help bring the Brontosaurus out.
Oh my god. I'm going to hand that to Callie.
And then he's going to hammer down this wall to allow you all your egress. I'm going to move the tokens first. And Pickle can do so on his Brontosaurus. While Anders and Callie can ride right behind Zoran.
Why not let him on the Brontosaurus?
Once again, I gotta make that a little bit bigger. That's the funny thing about D&D. You can never tell what your players are gonna do.
They didn't expect us to break out of Brontosaurus.
No.
I'm good at talking, but I obviously don't know Zoran all that well yet. So once I realize that we've also been roped into this, I cast some guidance on Zoran just in case this starts to go south.
And so, where to next?
As we walk the streets, I would like to do a non-copyrighted version of Aladdin's Make Way.
Sounds like a performance check. Perhaps Callie would like to try this.
Callie just like starts singing.
Hey, make way to the carnival streets. Who let us through? It's a brand new star. He's coming back from the brontosaurus spine.
Make way, bang the drums, ring the gong, hit the drums. Hey, you're gonna love this guy.
Callie is an expert performer, and she joins in, accompanying Zoran, and her beautiful voice rings out more clearly than his, but he carries the lyrics. And you walk all the way from the beast pens towards the dancing court, which is what these beasts were trained to do, largely of their own accord. This small group of appears to be a teacher with her children. They scurry out of the way as your tremendous beasts approach them.
Oh, they're not applauding the nice off-brand Disney Aladdin?
The kids are applauding, but the mother is more cautious. And then you are at the door of the dancing court.
How big's the door?
It's big enough for the younger Brontosaurus.
Yeah. How sturdy's the wall?
This sounds like a crafting check of some sort. So you're going to be rolling intelligence or wisdom? Same roll for you.
Give him the biscuits and the gravy.
Ability check for wisdom. Your character thinks that these are sturdy wooden walls. What that means mechanically means that they're sturdy wooden walls.
Alright. So I'm not too confident in this Brontosaurus busting down a wall, doing a grand entrance. Am I able to maneuver the Brontosaurus to the cart lifting?
Let's have another animal handling check. Because you're having this entire group assist you, you automatically get advantage.
I need a 16, can't get to me. Ba-ba-da-bum-bum.
You did not pass on this, and with a 5, it becomes a bumpy ride, but it resists, and it just turns around, following its previous training. And then it sits down, making an easy departure for you.
Alright, yabba dabba doo, off the back of the tail.
Slide off the back.
And the younger Brontosaurus does the same thing, following the behaviors of its elder. Where to next, gang?
I'm going to the cart lifting. I'm going to throw one to the moon.
Callie says she wants to go to the dancing court, but I'm trying to encourage her to go to the trivia contest or to the pie eating. But I think we do want to see how this goes with cart lifting, so we're going to stick with the group for a little bit and watch them.
Sure, come on over.
So question, when I'm looking at the 2 tokens, how can I put one in follow?
I'm not sure what the hotkey is for you, but it should be in follow automatically. I did it for you. I made my hotkey is apostrophe, so if you click one and then mouse over and apostrophe on the next one, otherwise it might be F by default.
Okay, I'll mess with it.
I tried the pie.
Yeah, Yeah, Carter, you can try the pie eating contest. Let's have this cart lifting go first. Zoran will hand in his second carnival ticket. He's got one left, and the thug graciously accepts it, puts it into his coat, and says, "You'll be lifting against Interesting Betty."
Do I spot Interesting Betty out in the crowd?
She's right next to you.
Oh, that's a woman.
Well, if you can't be pretty, you may as well be interested, she says.
Is she casually holding that cart on her shoulder?
Yes.
Good gracious, what a woman.
She puts it down, then she puts a couple boxes onto the cart, and then goes back in front and heaving, hoeing. She has massive thews which manage to lift it a couple inches off the ground. Then she steps forward and says, "Your turn, stranger."
I walk up, Looney Tune style, spit on the hands. I get a good old squat form, I grab it up.
Natural 20.
My God, I grab it up.
You do. You clean it right over your shoulders. You're going to get inspiration. And then as it falls down, the dust clears. And Interesting Betty is going to be the one who walks over to another cart. She picks up a cow and brings it over to you. And the thug gives you your victory coin. So you now have possession of a cow and confidence in your strength.
Oh, I got a cow?
You got a cow as your additional reward.
Let's go. Do we got a saddle around here for that cow?
They do not have any saddles here, but maybe the trinket vendor would.
If anything happens to this cow, I'm going off on everyone. I'm walking my cow. I'm naming it Spot.
And then Pickle wanted to go to the pie eating contest.
I'll also go to the pie eating contest.
Which is more or less on the way to the trivia.
I'm gonna eat all the pie. Does the coin give me +2 to my strength like the dexterity contest?
Yes.
Awesome.
And I have that as a macro, so it's automatically calculated.
Do you want to do the pie eating contest, or are you going to wait for the trivia contest?
Trivia contest.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna lose this.
Once again, it's Kenku versus Kenku. You can see this, he is surprisingly thin Kenku for being a pie-eating winner. He is not even chewing the pies. As you come upon, they're just sliding right down his gullet.
Who's that?
Pickle can give up his second carnival ticket. He's got one left. It's going to be a Constitution saving throw. This game has ability checks, and it's got saving throws as well. Start with the one who's already eating. Got an 18. He eats 9 pies in 1 minute.
No, that's not you. The enemy.
Has Pickle started eating yet?
Pickle is about to start eating. I should mention that guidance does not help with saving throws.
Oh crap.
Okay, never mind.
It's only ability check, sadly.
And then Pickle also gets an 18. He also eats 9 pies. These two Kenku are neck and neck. And so then it's going to be...
Gullet and gullet.
And yeah, gullet to gullet. Gizzard to gizzard. And then the thug says, well, we're all out of pies, so it's going to have to be overtime. And then he takes out cupcakes.
Cupcakes.
Becomes a cupcake eating contest. An additional Constitution saving throw.
Anders is yelling encouragement because this is fascinating to watch and is incredibly close and captivating.
No, it's the other guy. I'm not in it yet.
And with the second one, I should say that Pickle, he does not have as sweet a beak as perhaps he thought he did, and he starts to slow down. And then when the second 1 minute timer comes up, Pickle does not pass. He's
I am going to use lucky.
You're using lucky. Good
Yes.
choice. Your second lucky.
Somehow he has an appetite.
There you are. 19.
All right.
Appetite.
You eat 10 cupcakes as the other Kenku, he starts to lose his breath. He eats 4 cupcakes and then you just leave him in the dust. As a part of your victory, you're given 3 hand pies of healing and a coin of pie eating victory.
It's like a steam train. Once he started, he couldn't stop.
Which will increase your constitution by 2. And like I said, 3 hand pies of healing, which can be eaten in a single action.
I should get more pie cupcakes left for me to go eat them.
They are working on the next batch, but if you want to put in your own circus ticket, you can join the contest.
I'll put in my ticket for my last +2 bonus I'm going to get.
Alright, you've got 0 carnival tickets remaining. The Kenku excuses himself, and the thug says, well, I guess it's my turn.
Is he a bit bigger?
He is taller, but he also is a bit rounder around the belly. He's going to make his constitution saving throw. He eats 4 pies in 1 minute, and then it is Zoran's turn.
Come on, money.
You eat 11 pies, taking both
shuffle
Pickle
at 'em,
and the
stack
other
'em like
Kenku out.
Scooby-Doo. I stack them up like a sandwich in Scooby-Doo. I'm like, hey, easy work.
And you are the winner of the pie eating contest. You get your own coin and your own 3 hand pies of healing.
I got +2 in strength, +2 in dex, +2 in con.
Can I go to the Dunk the Noble?
You can. Let's take you to the Dunk the Noble, and then let's, while you're there, Callie will be going to the trivia contest.
Okay.
Sounds good.
You're gonna specialize in something. You better do it in what you're good at.
I'm not going to use the trivia contest because my guy brings a bunch.
You bird brain.
Yeah, but you have to ask me in character. If you can't hop on the mic and ask, then you can't get guidance. Go ahead, let's hear it. Alright, just to be safe before you head in.
He casts guidance on you. You get great confidence. You can give your ticket at the door, meaning that you've got 1 carnival ticket remaining, and then go on through. He tells you to go straight ahead.
I have some guidance.
In the center, there is a jester who says that this Kenku is one of the 7 brothers of the Carnival of Wonders. If he doesn't know something, one of his brothers must. And he asks people in the crowd to ask him anything. And he looks at Callie, our competitor anything as well. So they go through the ropes. There are a few knowledge skills in D&D. There's Arcana, there is Nature, there is History, and there is Religion. They're going to be going through each of them, starting with a Arcana roll. So let's have Callie roll Arcana against his Arcana.
Do you want to check it? You want you do yourself, or do you want me to click it for you? Yeah, I thought you might. Okay, so right there, it's under attributes, and then it's already set. So just click Arcana and click Normal, and you'll see it pop up there and on screen.
Oh no!
She is familiar with the Arcana, but the Kenku seems to know some greater details. Oh yeah, sorry, the D4. Roll your guidance.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jess.
So here, we're just gonna click the D4 at the bottom and roll, and that puts you ahead.
for a total of 7. Neither of you are particularly fluent in the nature of Arcana, and so when people are asking things like, where do wishes come from? Are stars really there? Like, are they just holes in the universe? And the Kenku kind of stumbles on his words, and Callie is able to give him some corrections. He's going to be giving her 1 of the 4 victories required here. This is a best out of 4. Next up are questions of history of the world. He gets a 12 on his history. And Callie can roll her history. She's now out of guidance. It's a touch spell, so it's not like Anders can run in and give her a new one unless they wanted to have an impromptu high five. Never mind.
Hey, let's go!
Callie knows the history of this world, the world of Ardenia, that you are located near one of the largest cities known as Ardenia, and within it there is a royal family known as the Baron Princes. And she tells a wonderful tale that oohs and ahs. With a crit, she gets 2 victory points for a total of 3. And then he's going to roll his nature. And she can roll nature as well.
Go to attributes.
This man can't roll anything.
The attendees ask, do fish drink water?
Just click it. This is nature. So now roll down to nature. Right, this is nature?
This is nature.
Yep. Okay, and click. Hit normal. And that's how you do it.
The Kenku says, of course fish don't drink water. They swim through water. And Callie says, there's multiple types of fish. Some fish do drink water. Some fish absorb the water through their skin. So in a matter of fact, all fish technically do drink water. They clap saying, oh, I didn't know that. You could put that in a book. There's no way for the Kenku to make a comeback from this, but people are going to be asking religious questions, something he's actually trained in. Despite that, he is flustered, and now Callie can roll her religion.
They're in alphabetical order, so it'll be down there. Yep.
And she's picked up a lot of religious information from her father. And so she's able to go through the pantheon of Ardenia, whereas he is only going to say that he comes from the great mountains where they're closest to the gods. And she's like, well, like, technically, but like it's a really small deal as far as how close you can get. And then she lists through the pantheon, and the jester chuckles and hoots and says, well done, ma'am. He gives you a book of lore, which you can use to get advantage checks on later lore checks. And then your trivia winner coin, which will increase your intelligence by +2.
Well, now what am I?
Your intelligence goes from a +1 modifier to a +2. And I wrote on your sheet Book of Lore, which gives you, what'd you say, Eli? Advantage on lore checks?
Advantage on knowledge checks, yeah.
It's kind of like how
Twice.
it's a book, so I think you just have it now. It's like an item that you have.
And then as soon as you use it, like that's what the book is going to be devoted to. So if you use it to get advantage on a particular field, then you can't use it for different fields. Like if you come upon undead, you're like, this is now a book of undead. That's what it is for the rest of its existence.
Cool. We each have 1 ticket left, which I think we were going to take together up to where they're doing the dancing.
All right. But you're going to take a moment to pause at the Dunk the Noble event first to watch your friends.
Go ahead, Carter. Dunk the Noble.
One moment, my browser refreshed itself. I just need to get back in.
That's bad.
Sometimes it disconnects me, you know?
What?
Alright, and I'm back. Alright, so the thug is handing out tomatoes, and there appears to be a bullseye underneath where the noble is sitting. It's going to be 1 ticket for 5 shots.
That's not gonna take it.
Will that be Pickle's last ticket?
I am going to save my ticket for something else that I might be better at.
Alright. Well, where to next?
I'm still at the pie eating contest.
So it seems
I think
like...
we'll go-
Oh, go ahead.
I said I was at the pie eating contest, so do I know where they went afterwards?
You saw the direction they went, and then it looks like they circled back around, and then after Pickle decides against the noble dunking game, it's going to join in line behind Anders.
What all was left at this carnival that we could do?
There's the carousel, which is just a fun little ride. There's the carnival residence, where you could try to make friends with any more of the carnival people. There's the trinket vendor, where you could trade gold or one of your tokens, your tickets, for some type of trinket.
I would want to go to that.
Yeah. Same for us. I got like 15 gold on me, so I'm down to buy us like a souvenir.
15. We all have 15. What kind of trinkets this man got?
We're broke.
He invites you all to look through his wares. Everybody make a perception check to try and see what kind of things you can identify amongst the blanket he has spread on the ground. Perception is a skill, also under your attributes.
At 18.
Pickle gets a 17, Zoran gets a 5. I'm going to wait to hear from Anders and Callie before I give you the details.
Callie's perception says -5.
That doesn't seem right.
You have a negative 20.
Somehow your wisdom was reduced to 0. I'm going to put you to 12. Which I think is what you were.
Oh no, target me. Me, target me.
Your wisdom is 10. Sorry, this should be plus 0.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Anders gets
Well, not guidance is going to help that one.
not even guidance. But it's the same roll as Zoran. Well, it gives you to a 9.
So better than Zoran.
And then Callie's roll.
Her wisdom is just +0, right?
Correct.
I rolled for her above, and she got a 12.
Yeah, so you rolled it, but it had the -5, so it should be the 12. So, going from the bottom to the top, Zoran sees scraps of cloth from old banners, rank of insignia from lost legionnaires, and a tiny silver bell without a clapper. Really appears to be like almost like worthless things, but it's military inspired. That's what he's most familiar with. With the 9, Anders also sees a clear glass bottle, which appears to have a dead sprite on the inside, a knife that he actually recognizes as one that was a relic knife from one of the churches of his home, and a multicolored stone disc. Pickle notices all of that, as well as a bright green feather, an enormous scale, perhaps from a dragon, and a tooth from an unknown beast. While Callie notices those, and Pickle also notices a mummified goblin hand, a piece of crystal that appears to be catching the sunlight and faintly glowing, and a shard of obsidian that when he puts his hand to it appears to be warm to the touch.
Picture closest.
Whoa, let's switch out to you, dear.
Obsidian.
It would either be a carnival ticket or 1 gold coin. I believe Pickle has no gold coins, but he has 1 silver coin to his name. Zoran does have 15 gold coins to his name.
I think I can pay for the group if everyone wants to pick out their favorite item.
So I'll take 11 gold off of you, and then everybody, go ahead, say which of these tokens you would like. There is insignia.
I'm gonna take the mummified hand.
You're gonna take the mummified goblin hand. You want the knife?
Yep.
Scale.
In fact, how much for the lot of it?
It would be 100 gold for his entire blanket.
Alright, everyone pick their things. I'm gonna buy some more stuff afterwards.
Is
So
there
if we
anything
do,
other?
what did Zoran say? The hand?
Zoran
Yeah, I
took
got the
mummified
mummy
goblin hand.
If we do the hand, the obsidian, the knife, and the scale, what do those 4 things come out to?
That was the 4 gold you already spent.
Okay, cool. That's it. Just 1 each.
And that's what you chose. And so Callie's getting the dragon scale.
Yeah, correct.
You each
Yeah,
have
cool. I'm
purchased
pretty
a
happy with
small
buying
trinket.
those for everybody.
After you purchase your trinkets, he reaches behind them and replaces them. One of them is a glass orb filled with moving smoke. Another one is a tiny silver icon of a raven. There's also a rectangular metal device with 2 metal cups, one on each end, which throws sparks. And then an empty glass vial that he opens and wafts under each of your noses, and you can smell perfume.
How much for the statue of the crow?
Each of these is 1 gold or a carnival ticket.
I will take the crow, the 2 cups, and the bell with no clapper.
All right, putting you to 12 gold. I'll put these in. So you have the electric cups.
You said
broken
there's an
bell.
orb that's got smoke in it.
Yes.
Can Anders roll something to see if he thinks it's like an ever smoking bottle?
Sure. Roll an Arcana check.
What do you have in
Instead, Anders asked Callie if she thinks it's an ever smoking bottle.
And you can still
No, guys.
roll.
I got this.
Give her guidance.
I'm just gonna pay for it and give it to Andrew because I see he's got interest in it.
Putting you to 11 gold, and Anders will get the glass bottle of smoke.
We can either confirm or deny that it's the bottle of everlasting smoke.
Alright, Callie crit failed on her attempt to figure out what it is.
Callie thinks
I
you
guess it's
shouldn't
our
drink
turn.
It doesn't get to smoke.
And I'm gonna give myself the guidance on my check for it.
Roll it. So it is.
So-
You hit the 15. It is not everlasting smoke, but if you did throw it and break it, it probably would create a small puff of smoke, which could give people concealment for a little while.
Nice, alright.
He
Are any
replaces.
of my items magic?
You don't have the capability of detecting magic. If you want to take a few minutes and roll Arcana, you could make some kind of educated guess.
I would like to roll an Arcana on the mummy hand.
All right. Roll Arcana. It's going to take you 10 minutes. And as you do that, he replaces the trinkets you purchased. One of them is a pair of used socks. Another one is a tiny sketch portrait, like palm-sized sketch portrait of a goblin. And then also a glass vial filled with nail clippings.
I'm gonna. Sir, are these your socks?
No. Well, I mean, they belong to me, but I haven't worn them.
Whose socks are they?
Who did?
I'm not sure. I kind of just found them.
Are you a swimmer?
No, I'm a trinket master.
Who sells socks?
I sell many things.
I just shrug. I'm like, you be you.
We'll roll this Arcana check. You cannot tell whether it's magical or not. It's not like you like hold it in your hand and you're like, I wish for a pony, and nothing happens.
Ask the man outright.
He shrugs and says, what is magic? You could say that the memory of a loved one is a magical thing as well. So for that, I say all of my goods are magical.
You know, you're speaking a lot of mumbo jumbo, and I don't appreciate it.
I don't sell any mumbo jumbo, but I do have the silver spoon with an M on it.
You know what? You sold me. Give me the silver spoon.
All right. Could you to 10 gold?
I'm eating up that mumbo. That good mumbo gumbo.
Can I see if my obsidian is enchanted or anything like that?
Sure. Let's have you roll your Arcana check. You get the 3. So, because of the fact that you take it out of him, it's still holding this warmth. There must be some kind of magical thing, but you can't tell how significant that magic is.
Nah, mate, it's just a hot rock.
Still have a lucky.
You do have 1 lucky left. If you'd like to spend that, keep in mind that would be for your last lucky for the entire session.
I wouldn't use it.
Can I try and take a look at the rock for him before he uses lucky?
Yes.
See if maybe I recognize it.
And with your guidance, you agree that it does appear to be a magical rock, but probably it's just some obsidian, and the lava pool it came from imbued some natural warmth to it, which it carries to this day.
Yeah, I give a look to it.
Sure, let's get another Arcana check in there.
You have to say, 3 brains better than 1.
You agree. You're like, oh right, this must be one of those igneous obsidians, and you pat yourself on the back. You're so proud of your vocabulary.
Inspiration.
All right, let's re-roll it.
I thought it was an addition onto it, like bardic inspiration.
No, it's the basic inspiration where you can say, so do you still want to use it, or
I'll keep it.
so you still have inspiration?
I was like, at minimum I can get an 11, but at max I was gonna get like a 16. I was like, oh wait.
No, there are no bards in this group. I agree. It's funny that they call the multiple things inspiration. That can be a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
I guess we're going to the dance hall.
Go ahead.
Can Callie try and take a look at the rock?
She sure
Or
can.
the dragons.
Oh, look at the rock.
Are the dragon
And
scale and the
fast
rock
down with
the
rock.
same Arcana check?
So the dragon scale would be a nature check.
Which one do you want to check out? Both?
Ah, can I do both?
Yeah, I can just roll them both real quick.
Yeah, you can roll both.
So 1 Arcana. That's a 17. 1 Nature.
There's something special
That's a
about Carter.
14.
So we'll put guidance onto that nature check. And so Callie does the most of all of these. She can corroborate that this obsidian must be a natural, small magical artifact, but it is not of great significance. Probably some creatures that are weak to obsidian it would be useful against, but in general, it would take a lot of work to turn it into a more powerful magical thing, chipping it and putting it like on the edges. In theory, she can devise a way in her head, if you had the days and weeks to do so, to create some kind of heated blade. Very sharp, very deadly, but it would be a lot of effort. For nature, Callie, Willow, what's your favorite color? It is a blue dragon scale, which on its own is not very powerful, but with a little bit of effort, you could use it to protect yourself or to channel lightning. because the blue dragons are associated with electricity.
Does she just get resistance or a dragon breath attack?
She did not inherently get it, but she has the potential for it if she wanted to like really squeeze this trinket for some effort. As is, probably she could like hold it in her hand at the same time she like fires an arrow or like make an arrow out of it, and it would add +1 electric damage, but like that's about as much as you're gonna get out of a trinket.
How big is the obsidian?
Palm sized.
Could I make one arrow out of it? The end?
You could. Your character doesn't have any tools that they're proficient with, so it's going to be a basic wisdom check.
You're gonna break the rock.
Would you still like to try?
Yeah.
Alright, ability check. Rolling wisdom. You do not break it beyond use, but you do shatter into 2 smaller, still warm obsidian chunks.
Could I try again?
You can try again.
Okay, I will.
Another wisdom check. You have shattered your obsidian beyond use.
Both pieces or just one?
Both pieces in the second attempt.
This is...
You broke the rock. I told you you're gonna break the rock.
He did tell you to go pick the rock.
You were warned.
I rolled a 3 and a 4.
You broke the rock.
It was just a warm obsidian rock.
Hey, I forgot to look at the knife. Can I see what's up with the knife?
Yeah, make a religion check.
Yes.
I forgot about the raven statue.
A natural 20. Carousel recognizes this as one of the relic knives of his deity. It is perfect for whittling wood. It will give you advantage on wood whittling or other like similar carpentry tasks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He immediately became the pro at it. Can I check out my crow statue?
Sure. This is going to be a history check.
Come on, bird!
With a 6, your character is not familiar with it. Oh, alright, let's roll a d4. You get some guidance. Let's see if it gets you there.
At max, I can get a 10.
I might do it.
I'm going to have Anders roll the d4. It doesn't quite get you there. You are not familiar with this icon. It is a very well crafted silver insignia.
Question for you.
Can I see
Yes.
mine?
If I used not Bardic Inspiration, but just Inspiration, would it reroll the D4 and my roll, or just my roll?
It would just be the d20.
I think I might have to do that.
Alright, let's spend your inspiration. We're going to keep
I
it
believe I
at
know what this
+2.
Because if it isn't what it is, I'm gonna be very upset.
And there you go. So 10 plus 2 is 12. This appears to be insignia of Ravenloft. Your character has heard of Count von Strahd before, and this might allow you safe passage into his domain.
Oh god, not that clown.
Can I, if I can roll something better than that and see what it is?
You just looked at what it was.
You can try. I'll have you roll a history check. You do somewhat better, and so you can confirm that it won't give you safe passage, but if you slept with this insignia under your pillows, and it's on a misty night, then it would transport you to Ravenloft, one of the dreaded domains, of which there's very little ability to return from.
Guys, I don't think I want to sleep with this thing. What else did I buy? I bought the spoon, and what else? This
The
cups.
spoon with the M on it. You got the electric cups, like it's a box with 2 cups on it with electricity going through it. A bell with no ringer.
That's what I want to check out. The bell with no ringer. It's the ghost bell.
Could be a religion check.
Not religion.
Your character thinks that this is a useless bell. You were so caught up in, and you know you're suddenly feeling buyer's remorse.
Can I try to see what it is?
Sure. Anybody else want to roll religion? You are feeling buyer's remorse on behalf of Zoran. You're like, that is a broken bell. Why would you buy such a thing?
If we get another one, then I have to know immediately what it is.
No, if you get another one, I'm going to give you I'm going to lie to you.
13 for Anders.
Anders can tell that this is probably not actually a bell. It's broken because it's supposed to hold something. Like it's more like a candle snuffer. So it's supposed to have like a handle that goes through the top. It only looks like a bell because it's that shape.
It's actually a cup, just upside down.
Kind of. But it's got a hole in it.
Ah, so very bad cup.
Can I re-roll?
No.
You could, but you're being given advice not to use your luck on this.
Okay, I will not.
I guess there's the cup of sparks and the spoon. I'll check out the spoon. I'll save the cup of sparks for last.
The spoon is going to be a history check.
Because this is actually the spoon that Strahd used himself.
You got a 5 on your history check. It is a silver spoon, so it is technically silverware.
Can I try to see what it is?
Yeah, let's have you roll history.
A whole lot of checks being made here.
Oh, nice. 16. So, you look at this M, you go into it in fine detail, and you sort of recognize the specific font that's used. This is the Spoon of Mordenkainen, one of the great archmasters of all magic across not just your world, but the multiverse.
So I got Mordenkainen's spoon. How lucky.
Mordenkainen's magic spoon, yep.
Whoa. What was that, magic spoon?
Magic.
What magic spoon we got here?
With his history check, he can tell that the magic of the spoon is that when you blow on whatever you have in it, it takes it to the perfect temperature before you eat it.
Dude, I need that now.
It's basically a prestidigitation spoon.
Alright, last but not least, cup of sparks.
So this is going to be a straight intelligence check, because these are more not like a history thing, it's more of like a technological thing.
Even if I roll well, I feel like it's going to say you put carbonation in any drink you drink.
And yeah, you can get the guidance on this. Straight intelligence, ability check.
I'm going to roll 13, check it. 14,
Roll
I was
the
one off.
13. And Calicel's also trying, and it looks like Calicel was getting the guidance.
And can I try?
You can also try. Let's have all these rolls, and then I will resolve the results.
I got a 21, so Anders is not going to roll himself.
So, Pickle looks at it and says, clearly it's technological, but what's the power source? Zoran shakes it vigorously, and he says that he's actually not sure, make a really good point. Callie says this must be a gnomish device, as it must have an internal power source, maybe an ambient power source, and it's just kind of like a toy. But she does reveal that you can use that spark to light a fire, as she takes a twig off the ground and times it perfectly, and just like that, she's able to light a fire with it. This is a gnomish lighter.
Heck yeah, dude. We don't need to start a fire anymore. I have a lighter.
Can we explore?
You can definitely explore the fair somewhere. Most of you are now depleted of your tickets.
I have one.
You have one, and Callie has one, and Anders has one.
And we're saving our 2 for the dance area.
The dancing court. Where else to go?
Dancing core.
All right.
That's where I'm going.
I take my daughter dancing.
To the dancing court too.
You can open the door.
Open the door.
This beast is getting in the way. And then you see people dancing in the center. And the Kenku... Let me just ping this over here. The Kenku leading this dance explains that it is a contest to see who can dance with the most people. It is one.
Especially in the crowd.
Anybody can enter, but only people who give the ticket can win the award.
You know what? If anyone can enter, then might as well. I'm gonna go see how many people I can flirt with.
I'm going to
Yeah.
use my ticket.
So is Anders, and I think Callie is too, right? Yep. We hand over our last 2 tickets.
All right, you all use your tickets, and this is a straight charisma check.
Oh, God.
I know exactly how this is gonna play out for Zoran, and it's gonna be hilarious.
I'm smelling right.
No, you're pickle.
Not great for Anders.
Ooh.
Reject.
16.
Nice.
Ooh, 23. Good. That's a nice roll for you.
Everybody wants to dance with me.
As the dad, I don't love that. I'm not thrilled.
Alright, so as Zoran walks in and begins to look around, he does a ritualistic goblin dance, looking like a Samoan dance, more like a one of those war dances before they enter battle.
Awesome.
And I'm going to say that, Justin, you can choose. This is like ping one of these tokens. This is the last person that she'll be dancing with. Go ahead, ping one of them.
Which tokens? Like the people that are moving?
Yeah, the people moving around.
This one with the purple hair. Oh yeah, that one.
Purple hair. Are you pinging me?
No, I pinged the token that you were dancing with at the end. It's this one with the purple hair at the bottom.
Yes. Wow.
And then, after a good deal of effort, looks like Anders ends up dancing with 8 people. Zoran also with 8. And I rolled Callie again, but that was supposed to be for Pickle. Pickle was supposed to be for 15, and Callie ends up dancing with 23 guests here. I need to reload my Foundry again. It didn't like me having all these people dancing at the same time.
Wait, Eli, question.
Oh my
What's
God.
up?
If you rolled the d20 and it's a +4, it'd make it 12, and then minus the 1 would be 11, wouldn't it?
So it already has the +4 on there. So I rolled Callie, but I meant to select Pickle for that one.
Yeah,
so I'm just taking the. I'm just taking the. Oh, you're right. It should be 11. He danced with 11 people.
Yeah. You said 15. I was like, wait, whoa. I was like, where do you get that
That's
+3
too many
from?
people. And it looks like the world is still working, and so I can say that Callie not only gets the Dancing Queen coin, bolstering her confidence and charisma, but her final dance partner becomes a loyal suitor. He is interested in defending her with his life.
Oh no, Dad! You gonna let this happen?
I kind of like the suitor. I think they have nice hair. They were definitely like in the top 5 out of the 23 people for me, so I'm okay with it.
And he says that he's first in line for her hand in the next dance.
That moves your charisma modifier.
And now we're going to take a small break. Just as the coin is crossing into the hands of Callie, a weathered old man runs in. He screams, help me, please, somebody help me, they took my kid, monsters took my kid.
Zoran stops dancing with this cow.
Never mind.
Alright, that's Twisted Lips voice. Hey,
Never mind.
Anders goes straight over too. Stay calm, man. Stay calm. What? Explain what happened.
Please, I was on my way to the festival bringing my kid, and these terrible green men, they took her. Oh, Sally, oh, I can't believe I couldn't protect her. She's a cute blonde with green ribbons in her hair. Would you help me? They took her to the nearby caves.
I am going to go to the caves with him.
Zoran sighs. If everyone else is going.
Oh no, I could show you the way, but I couldn't possibly go in the caves myself. I would just be a liability.
Don't worry, friend. Don't worry, friend. I'm sure we can take care of this. How many green people took her?
I was taken by a handful of them.
How big were they?
Some were littler than anybody but the children here. Other ones were big, and one of them had real long arms. Anybody want to make a history check to try and identify these goblinoids?
Wouldn't Zoran be familiar with them since he is hobgoblin?
Zoran does not recognize the description of a hobgoblin. So I'll have you roll history. Like if it was a hobgoblin there, I'll just have you have it.
Well, does he know goblins? Because he knows goblins in the past.
Goblinoids. So I'm going to say that Anders can tell he must be talking about goblinoids, probably goblins and bugbears. Zoran and Callie can just tell like the green man must be goblinoids of some sort. There's a wide variety. Let's have it for Pickle. Pickle doesn't even know that they're goblinoids. Probably painted green men, tribe people.
He actually doesn't even know this old man's still standing here.